If you had to get rid of a body, not saying anybody had to, not even alleging that Brian did, but let's just say if you had to get rid of a body and you were in Aunt Pat's Bay, how would you do it? What's close by? We've been doing a whole lot of really good work and trying to figure out what happened to a woman named Lynette Hooker. Her husband, Brian Hooker, swears that he was on his way back with her in a dinghy from a lovely late afternoon evening of some cocktails in the Bahamas. And wouldn't you know it, she just bounced off the back of the dinghy and I couldn't get to her. And I floated all night 4 miles away and they found me at 4 a.m. and I didn't do it. I didn't do anything. Find my wife, but I'm not going to help. I am going to theorize something for a minute, and this is just a theory. I am trying to game out. I have a map that I'm going to show you that could be a quick and easy way to get rid of a body if, say, some guy needed to do so. And again, I am not saying that Brian Hooker needed to get rid of a body because he hasn't been charged with anything. If you wanted to try to figure out where Lynette's body is, because she's not in the Sea of Abaco and it is a big old swimming pool. They flew grid patterns over it, drones, flights, sonar, the whole 9 yards. She ain't in there and she's not on the shorelines. So where is she? Not saying that Brian did this, but if someone needed to get rid of a body, there are some scenarios that I can game out. So this is Aunt Pat's Bay, where he was anchored right in the middle of that crisscross right here. And if you zoom out from this image, we go all the way up here towards the Hopetown Lighthouse, and we can see a little channel that comes down right around in here. You're going to see it marked in pink areas, and he could come down that channel if this was what he was planning to do. This is only 2.9 nautical miles, which is 3.3 regular miles. So let's go in here. What is this? You can see through satellite imagery, there's these little waterways back in here underneath the mangroves. And it is easy for a dinghy to tuck into these. Absolutely no reason for any tourists to go into this yucky, swampy area. No reason for the locals to go in there. No, the theory here is that you'd need the maximum time for physical evidence to break down in these mangroves, right? Because the roots underneath the water, it is real easy to tuck somebody into those roots and even tie them off without even using any weights, right? Or any evidence that you'd leave behind that showed that this might be an intentional act. This is a pretty uninhabited area right here. So I think if you have spent some time around a mangrove swamp, y'all, they stink. And I think the smell of a mangrove swamp is going to cover up a lot of smell.